Hello guys, so in this video we're gonna do the minimap of our game. So to start up, we're gonna go to the first person character, the class, access the viewport, and then to our capsule component we're gonna add a scene capture component. Search for it, scene capture component 2D. So just for it to update. So this component is gonna capture the up view of our character. I'm gonna just drag it a little bit up and then do a rotation on it 90 degrees. So this is a component which is gonna capture a view of this plane of our character and then render it to a target specialized target texture asset. So I'm gonna compile the blueprint and then I'm gonna do my target texture. I'm gonna create it inside the UI folder, add import, materials and textures. I'm gonna choose render target. So this is the render target texture of our capture component inside the first person blueprint, inside the first person character blueprint, sorry. Gonna just keep its name, just texture render target 2D, and then I'm gonna set it for our scene capture component. In the details panel, in the bottom side, we just choose it since it's already selected in the content browser. Compile. So we have our texture and scene capture component set up. Now we should do a material which is gonna use this texture render target texture. So I'm gonna right click on it, create material. We're gonna call it Minimap mat. So this is a material for the user interface, which is gonna be contained inside the image in the HUD blueprint. This image, the image contained that is supposed to contain our minimap. We have our material file created. We access it, and then we just with this selected, the material properties selected, we're gonna choose material domain user interface. So this is gonna be a user interface material, not a normal world or object material. The texture sample is already set, texture render target 2D, and then we're gonna drag the RGBA to the final color of the material. We apply to compile the material and we save it. We save all as good practice. Now it's already rendered the view captured by our scene capture component. Back to the content browser. Now we already have the main component of our capture set up. We access the widget blueprint, sorry. Select the image, and then we're gonna choose this material as a brush for that image. We're gonna set its the size of the image to the appropriate dimensions. I'm gonna set a size of 170 for the X, 250 for the Y, maybe 225. Okay. I'm gonna just drag it to a good location. We have a general view of the HUD, the user interface. Just drag it a little bit there. So this is the Minimap. Maybe we should size 170. Gonna set its size for the Y to 170 also, to see how it goes. 200. I'm gonna try with 200 both sides. The Minimap. Alright, gonna keep it like that. So then it's already have its pivot point set to the appropriate settings, centered inside it, sorry. And then so we should be having our Minimap working. I'm gonna compile and launch it again to see how it works. So we already have a Minimap to the upper left of the screen. So we can see our enemies approaching us in the Minimap. We can view them, and we have them viewed in the Minimap, an up view way. So I'm gonna stop the gameplay. Then maybe I should increase the size of the Minimap. 250 and 250. So a little bit like that. Compile, save to see, play to see. Yes, we have a Minimap, and we have yes. So I'm gonna stop the gameplay, and then what I'm gonna do is add a player icon to show the position of the player inside the Minimap. So I'm gonna add an image on top of the Minimap. So I'm gonna set the alignment to 0.5 for a centered pivot point. Yes, anchor it to the upper left anchor, and then I'm gonna just center it inside the already created Minimap. For the X, this is for the X. Now for the Y, position Y. So it's centered inside the Minimap. I'm gonna set its Z order to 1 for it to be above the Minimap. For this image to be above the Minimap image. And then I'm gonna set its default size to 20. I'm gonna set its default size to 30. I'm gonna compile here and save the HUD. And I'm gonna access my player icon created in Photoshop, the texture, and then back to the HUD. Set this image as the brush for the image. So we have the player icon. I'm gonna increase its size a little bit to hide that kind of display of the player, just the pistol. So I'm gonna increase its size. On the Y, I'm gonna set 50. This worked for me, and on the X, I'm gonna leave it for now to 30. I'm gonna just move that Just move that airplane there. Oh, it's there, and then just increase its y dimension, and also again its x dimension. It should really cover the player. Should really cover it. Shouldn't see the player. Again, I'm gonna recenter it on the minimap. Position X, again, position X. Yes, so discovered it. Position Y, just to reset things as they were. Maybe increase its size. Position Y again. That should work. Then we're gonna increase the minimap size to adapt to the player icon change. So we're gonna use 300 as the minimap size. Problem is that it also move it a little bit up. It shows the position of the player after all, so it should be exactly above the player. And so we have something like this. Have a good view. The minimap for the size Y, I'm gonna increase its size a little bit to have it like a rectangular minimap. Wait a little bit like that. The other one a little bit there. Yeah, that should do it. So I'm gonna just launch the gameplay to see. Yes, it's a little bit big, but that should do the work. So as a basic for creating minimaps. At us, damaging us. We're seeing him from above. We're gonna finish him. I'm seeing a good view from above. I should sorry about that. So I should increase the Y size of the player icon like this. Increase like this. Compile, play. So here we have our character. We have later on I'm gonna do a better solution for this. I'm gonna just I'm gonna leave it as it is, but later on I'm gonna do a better solution. I'm gonna hide entirely the player mesh inside the minimap to just get rid of this situation of adjusting the player icon to the player character. So I'm gonna reset it to where it was. For now we're gonna do with this, and then next I'm gonna just hide the player character inside the minimap. So guys, we have our minimap set up. In the next video we're gonna finish setting up the health bar, the armor bar, and the bullet and weapon display in our minimap. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and have a nice day. Goodbye.